ReDonkulous, we got Sammy effing Sosa. And if you haven't seen Sammy lately, well, he ain't looking like the Sammy of old. Sammy Sosa somehow in the past 6 months has happened to fall into vitiligo. His skin has become lightened. It's like Michael Jackson died, moonwalked across the state and into the body of Sammy Sosa because he has been taking a bleaching agent, putting a cream on his body. And he says that combined with the lights has made him have these bizarre pictures like the one picture next to me right here. I mean, how do you go from this to this? I mean, that doesn't happen. There's no cream that does that. This dude has been going to the doctor. Maybe he thinks he looks too Hispanic. Maybe he wants to get into TV or something. But the fact that this fool went out and did this to himself is 100% ReDonkulous.
Joker. Next up we have Roy Williams, and he's complaining about Tony Romo. Really, he's just making friggin' excuses for himself. Just because Miles Austin is balling out of control, he might as well have been certified balling for all I care. Roy Williams happened to get 7 balls for a couple of yards, and he just can't help but run his mouth. He's like a poor man's T.O. You can't even T.O. right. Over here, oh, Romo doesn't throw me the ball right. He throws Miles Austin the ball right. Tony Romo is considered one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. I don't know why, but he is considered one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. T.O. didn't have this problem when he was with him for 2 years. Miles Austin's only been getting significant reps for 2 years, and he doesn't have problems. Maybe it's you, fool. Maybe it's not somebody else. Maybe it's you. And the fact that you come out here in the media and gotta bitch and whine and moan like the little baby you are is freaking
ReDonkulous. Speaking of Miles Austin and receivers that are relevant, let's talk about the great Miles of Austin. Miles Austin, since he's come into the league, since he started this year, he's only had 531 yards of receiving and 6 touchdowns. And that's just in 4 starts. And on top of that, if you expand those numbers across a whole season, homeboy is on pace to have a 2,125-yard receiving season with 24 touchdowns. It sounds like Jerry paid the money to the wrong receiver. You need to renege on the contract that you gave Roy Williams and take it and hand it to Miles of Austin. Because that's the dude that's balling, and the fact that he's putting up these numbers is 100% ReDonkulous.
Next up, we have Dr. Curtin, Mr. Warner. 1 week he's throwing 5 picks. The next week he's throwing 5 touchdowns. Don't forget that fumble he had in the 5-pick week. That's 6 turnovers. Now he's turning around and throw 5 touchdowns. This is just the Kurt Warner we know and love. He goes from the CFL or the Arena Football League? I don't know. He was playing junior hockey. Suddenly he's the NFL MVP. This is what the guy does. He goes from nobody to somebody week to week. It doesn't help when your receivers are playing oddly inconsistent in your O-line and your running game can't really help you out all the time. But then he got it together. You go from 5 INTs and 1 fumble to 5 TDs the next week, boy. You are
ReDonkulous. Next up, we have Kansas City. Here's some stats I want to throw out to you. New Orleans Saints have scored 7 touchdowns on defense. Cleveland Browns have scored 6 touchdowns on offense. Kansas City, 0 touchdowns rushing. And that's why they cut Larry Johnson, because he's a bum and he doesn't like women and he hates gays. And we are in week 8 rolling into week 9 and you don't have a single rushing touchdown? Not one time did you get down to the 1-yard line and say, hey, let me hand it to my best running back and scurry on into the end zone. Not one time did you get there and say, hey, we're here on the 1-inch line. Let's quarterback sneak and lean with it, drop with it, right into the end zone. No. 0 times this season have you managed to get into the end zone while running the football. That is a stat of ultimate futility, and that's why you've won 1 game. It is 100% ReDonkulous.
I've got a special report.
Yes.
We've got another sighting of the man's son. Randy Moss busting it out on Sean Smith. Here's the clip right here. As you can see in Exhibit A, here's Sean Smith trying to tackle Randy, and he says, I'm a man, son. Yes, sir, the man's son. Dropping Sean Smith, and this is a big boy. He's 6'3", he's 214. This isn't like he's stiff-armed some Khalil over here. He's stiff-armed a man. And going into the end zone, Randy Moss not a guy for his strength, but when you bust out the man son, baby, you know we're going to show you love and tell you how you are ReDonkulous.
Next up, we got Major League MLB Network announcer Elliot Cobb. And speaking on the Kansas City theme, we had to stick with it because they're that bad. And I quote, this is what the man says. Kansas City, they're so unwatchable, they render their opponent unwatchable. Wow. What an insult. How are you going to be so bad that not even anybody else can be next to you because you make them look bad. That's like taking me and putting me next to a supermodel and saying, you're so ugly that she's ugly. Dang, I have a wear-off effect like that? Like, seriously? You gotta be an ugly mofo for that to happen. You might have to be Chunk from the Goonies. There you guys. That you have to be that ugly with a tweezy ear, a ruby eye, some jacked up teeth, like you've been chewing on rocks in Kansas City. That's what he told you are. He said you are ugly. You play ugly, you look ugly, and you're ReDonkulous.
I'm sorry, they're just so bad. It's so funny. Oh man, but you know who's not bad? My friend Rondé Barber. I said my friend. It's like we're personally chums or whatnot.
Hey, what's up, Rondé?
Yeah, what's up, baby? Yo, he's down in Tampa Bay, and he just broke a record. Now he's got 14 defensive touchdowns. It's the most anybody's had. And you know what? He's not done. He said his goal is to try and get 20 touchdowns before his career's over, breaking Deion Sanders' record of 19 defensive and special teams touchdowns. I think it's going to be tough to do when you're 34. And, I mean, the only ball you picked off was Geno Hayes' tipped ball. But, you know, you led your team to a win. You're bringing something positive to Tampa Bay, which I don't really like because they're a division rival. But, I mean, I'm proud of you, Rondé. You did good. Keep trying to plug away for 20. And we'll keep telling you how you are
ReDonkulous. And that's it for the Thursday night
done.
party.
The sports
We'd like to thank y'all for tuning in. Remember, you can catch us at www.thursdaynightsportsparty.com. You can also see us at atltonight.com. And until next week, you stay classy, Atlanta.
You can find me in the streets, even in the drought. My mattress is full, why shouldn't I be out? Hey buddy, I'm good. What they tell you? I'm good. What they tell you? I'm good. What she tell you? I'm good. What you want? $1